If you want to know exactly how to do this makeup look, keep on watching. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Shanice Akita, and today we are going to be doing a Mother's Day get ready with me. I'm so excited for today. We are going to be talking about all things moms, motherhood, daughtership, just glorifying the mommies today and just chit-chatting some girl talk as we do this makeup. So I'm so excited for you all to join me today, and if you want to know how I achieved this look, continue watching. All right, good morning y'all. Happy Mother's Day. So first thing, I'm going to use the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base, and I recently started using this and it's been such a game changer on how my skin feels before I start my makeup. And it's it has a nice texture. It smells like lemon cake, to be honest, and I really love that because, you know, I got a thing for the sweets. Okay, and then we're just gonna rub that in. You always want to make sure that skin is prepped. And I let this really start to marinate in my skin while I do my eyebrows, because I'm an eyebrows first girly, okay? So I'm going in with the Sephora retractable brow pencil in the color Granite. And I don't know if you can like see, a lot of this is like rubbed off, child. But I'd really aim to make my eyebrows look as natural as possible. So, fun fact about me, I was raised in a household with my mother and grandmother. My mother is Trinidadian, and she came up to America in the 80s or so. And then once I was born, my grandmother came from Trinidad specifically to help take care of me. She left everything at her home and was like, okay, this is my first grandchild. Like, I am not playing with this one. I'm gonna show up and, you know, make sure that my daughter and my granddaughter have the support. So that's been my immediate feel about motherhood, you know, really just being that support system, knowing when it is needed. Because I remember my mother would tell me stories about how she would always reach back out to her mother in Trinidad and like send her money and make sure she was well taken care of. And the minute that she heard that, you know, my mom was pregnant with me, it was sort of just like, oh, there's no way I am letting you deal with this by yourself. I'm gonna be there. And I feel like that is such a beautiful thing to think about, you know, the selflessness of mothers. I haven't been blessed with the opportunity to be a mother as yet, but I am so enamored with how mothers give and how selfless mothers are. Whatever doesn't get like perfectly lined up, we are gonna hit with that concealer in a little bit. All right, so that's brows. So next I'm going to go in with the Fenty Beauty. This is the Hydrating Longwear Concealer in the shade 385W. And this is the shade that's closest to my complexion. So I like to use that for my eyebrows in particular because I don't like too much of a highlight in my brows. So this helps me sculpt them without it being too bright. I often think about I would say my family's origin story in a sense, because I did just grow up with my grandmother and my mother, I think about that a lot, and I think about like how I look at some of my friends who became mothers and like how they've always had this nurturing quality to them and just how it's sort of amplified in motherhood, and I always found that to be so beautiful. I have girls that I was absolutely best friends with since 15, and I saw them grow and like have multiple kids, and I'm just like, wow, like it's such a beautiful thing to witness. And like I see how hard, you know, even with my mother and onward, I see how hard like the girls work. Like this motherhood stuff is not easy. And I'm just a bystander looking in, you know, and I can tell just how much work goes into it, and just how much care and like attention to detail. I really love to watch mothers at play. I feel like I experienced it a little bit being a dog mom. And honestly, all my other pet parents are going to feel me on this, because you do have a sense of that mothering and fathering when you're taking care of a pet. Bailey has her own little personality, and it's crazy to see play out in real time, because sometimes I look at her and I'm just like, bro, what the hell? Like, like you're a dog. Like, why are you acting like mischievous like a little kid? So I feel a little bit like a glimpse, I feel, into what, you know, just from caring for another living thing. Like, it takes a lot of work, and it takes a lot of consideration, and a lot of selflessness, because, you know, when thinking about like whether you're caring for like animals, or you're caring for children, or you're caring for, you know, like a caregiver to like an elderly person, like sometimes they cannot communicate their needs in a specific kind of way. And like as a mom, I feel, because I felt that with my mom and my grandmother, you have this sort of innate way of sensing what is needed at the time. Going back to the makeup real quick, I'm just blending out that foundation, and I'm blending it into my eyelid, because I like to use that foundation sort of as a primer for my eyeshadow. And I'm using the Sephora Pro Concealer 71 brush. Some of my favorite memories with my mom, oh man, let me, so many to choose from, because my mother is like, she's like a whimsical person. And perhaps maybe next Mother's Day I'll have her join us for a little chit-chat, because she could chit-chat, okay? She could chit-chat. When I think about some of my favorite memories with my mom, it would have to be like the first few days of school. I chose that specifically because I would remember, you know, my mom is a single mom. She's working a full-time job. She's taking care of me and her mother, because, you know, my grandmother went through some health issues when I was really young. So I could only imagine the strain that it took on her. And still, she would work, and she would come home from work and like completely dive into her next job, which is mothering. I have never had a homework assignment that was assigned. I never had a reading log that wasn't complete, because my mother would sit and read with me. She would teach me so many things, because she was also in college at the time, while I was in elementary school. So very early on in my life, she was, you know, finishing her bachelor's degree. And even when like whatever things she might learn in school that she felt like, you know, it was pertinent for me to learn, she also taught me that. Like, I was learning about the great pharaohs in ancient Egypt. I was learning how to, because she was a computer science major, I was learning how to break down and build and rebuild computers as early as 5 years old, learning how to use Microsoft, like all these things, which I know y'all probably watching the video like, girl, that don't sound like that don't sound like fun. But it was for me, because I just felt like my mom showed me what it meant to be multifaceted, and she never put herself in a box. If she wanted to learn to code, she was going to do that. If she wanted to learn how to bake a cake, what she ended up doing, she took an entire cake baking class so that she can make my birthday cake for my 5th birthday. Like, sis is winning. And so going back to like the first day of school specifically, I would always think about that, because no matter how busy she was at work or how busy she was with anything that she had to do, she made sure that she took those first 2 weeks that I was due to be in school, she took them off. And I used to love that. I used to look forward to that so much. Like, I knew that when school time was coming back around, number one, I was always a kid that liked school. And I think that I'm just gonna be that way forever, because even when I did college and then I went back for my master's, like, school is it for me. I love academic environments. I thrive in those environments, and so I just really love school. Like, I always love the first day of school, the fresh books, you know, meeting your new teachers, meeting, like, you know, new classmates and stuff like that. I always enjoyed school. And so when school time was coming around, it was like I had an extra I had an added I had an added thing to be excited about, because I knew my mother was going to be off for 2 whole weeks, and she's going to take me to school every day and bring me back home and, like, help me with my homework, and we would bake cookies and brownies and all kind of stuff. And it just always was an experience that we had together every single year. Another favorite memory with my mom is when the year that we swapped birthdays. So now I'm going in with the same concealer to hit over my eyebrow. So I like to start here because I want my eyebrows to have the most natural feel. I don't like when the brows are too boxy. I sort of like them rounded, and I found that when I sort of do this X between my eyes in a way, it helps achieve that rounded look with as minimal effort. Just vibe with me, just vibe with me. It's gonna look good, it's gonna look good. But yeah, so my mother is a Leo. Her birthday's in August, and you know, I am a Libra. My birthday's in October, and I remember, I forgot exactly how old I was in this moment, but I remember it was a year where I was getting invited to so many people's summer birthday, like their summer birthday party, and it was like a pool party, or like, hey, let's go hang out on the beach or whatever. And like, I was so jealous. I was so jealous of the girls. I'm like, damn, like every time, well, before global warming, every year for my birthday, it was cold. Like, I'm talking winter jacket cold. And I'm just like, this is not it. This was not it for little Shanice. I'm just like, bruh, I am so jealous of these girls. Like, I want a summer birthday. I want to know what that feels like to like wear shorts and stuff for your birthday. Like, I want to know what that feels like. And so my mother, being the whimsical person that she is, she was like, okay, so this year we will swap birthdays. So in August, I was able to celebrate my birthday on her birthday, and we got this she got a cake that was like, it looked like the both of us, like it was like a blended face with the both of us, and it was so cool. Like, I remember like having my little summer party, and we went out to the park, and like it was such a good time, and it's a moment I will never ever forget. How unique is that? Like, I could say I had the opportunity to swap birthdays with my mom, and then on top of that, to tell you how lit she is, not only did I get to celebrate her birthday, well, my birthday on her birthday, I still got to keep my birthday. So your girl celebrated twice. And like, that goes back to the selflessness I was talking about. She completely sacrificed her birthday, which now that I am older, I know that, you know, birthdays aren't that big of a deal the older you get, you know. I mean, I'm still very much a big birthday person, but you know what I'm saying, like, for your child, you'll give up a birthday, you know. So it was always just fantastic using this little blender brush. I don't remember where I got it from, it's completely rubbed off, but I'm just going to get up under my eyes because I like to make sure that things are blended. I love for the things to blend and look as skin-like as possible, so I just hold up so I can make the skin a little taut. And I like to get up in there. Make sure I hit up outside the brows as well. Magnifique. I can't wait, like, once this video comes out, I just really want to hear, like, what are some of the things that you used to do with your mom that you thoroughly enjoy? Your fondest memory of your childhood with your mother. How was that for you? I'm so excited to hear y'all share that below. I also want to honor, for those who may have like tricky relationships with their mom, or those who have lost a mom. Unfortunately, my grandmother passed away in 2020. So it felt like I lost a mother, because she definitely was, you know, that prominent figure in my life. It was not my mom, it was her. So I can only imagine, you know, how spending this holiday is, because it definitely is also a tough one for me. Not messing up the makeup. And so my heart goes out to y'all. Like, my heart goes out to everyone that's watching this video who is, you know, remembering a loss this Mother's Day, or, you know, figuring out how to navigate a tricky relationship. Like, those are also things that I feel like isn't talked about enough, and we need to honor that. And so I just want to say, I see you, I feel you, I honor you, and there is always light at the end of the tunnel, you know. Regardless of the situation, you know, there's always an opportunity for peace. And yeah, like, I just wanted to make sure I said that. I don't know why God put that on my heart. I was just randomly felt the feels, and I'm like, I need to share this. But, and I didn't mean for the video to take this turn, but I want to make sure I am creating an inclusive space for all of us who are watching this video to sit here and, you know, enjoy this little makeup video, enjoy this little conversation with me. I know that this day may be hard for some and may be amazing for others, and like, I just want to respect that. So back to the makeup real quick. I'm using the Laura Mercier powder in Translucent Honey, and I'm putting it on this Real Techniques setting brush, and I'm just going to put some powder on my lids and on my brows just to set it and to, you know, make sure that all the work that I just did is going to stay in place, and also prep for the fun eyeshadow that we're going to do. So I already took a little bit and dust off the excess, so now I'm just going to pat, 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 pat. And shout out to, there's a YouTuber on here, her name is Tamara Renee. She's the one that, I remember watching a video of hers a couple years ago, and she completely put me on to this, like, setting the makeup process. She's really that girl. So like, if you have time, definitely pop over to her channel and check her out. Like, I love her videos so much. So yeah, and we do that, and it's pressed in, and it's all set. Awesome. I just wanted to do this video and like chit chat about my experience with my mama, because I love my mama. We've been through a lot, but I still love my mama. That's my girl, you know. She took care of me. She's the reason why I am well educated, well dressed, you know. So like, I just really love my mom. So I wanted to do this video and like chit chat with the girlies as we're getting ready for that brunch, that Mother's Day brunch. You know, the mamas love the brunch. So I'm going to start my eyeshadow look with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam 2 palette, and I'm going to go in first with the color Incense. And I'm just going to put that, I'm using this fluffy brush. I think I got these brushes from Amazon, but it's just this fluffy brush, and I'm going to use that to pop this color right into my crease. Okay, I'm using the Juvia's Place Culture palette, and I am going for a pink look today. So I'm gonna go in with Kobo, this right here, and I'm gonna start to place that on my lid. Using another fluffy brush, I'm just gonna go into the Kobo and start to pack it onto my lid. And this is why I like to do eyes first, because whenever I have any fallout, I can sort of just dust it away and then just get started with the rest of my makeup. Just like packing it on. Oh, that's a really pretty pink. Ever since I moved out of the city, I lost contact. Well, let me not say I lost contact, but I haven't been able to go to my friend for her to do my makeup as often. So I had to sort of really take it on and like learn how to do like quality makeup by myself. And that's not to say I could definitely find a makeup artist up here, but it all started honestly a year ago to date. Yeah, a year ago to date for my graduation. And I was just like, damn, like I had an 8 a.m. call time, and I was just like, damn, like Sephora is going to be closed. I am not going to be able to find anyone to do my makeup for this graduation. And I was like, Shanice, buckle up, girl, because you're gonna have to do it yourself. Ever since that day, I've been really studying like technique. I've been watching a bunch of YouTube videos. The girlies have been helping me out, and I've been experimenting with color. Here I am, like I'm putting pink on my lid. Like that's huge for me. Okay, all right, we're gonna start building out the other side. And it's sort of like I have these like a mix of like patting motion and also brushing motion, because I really want it to feel evenly dispersed over my eyes. Okay, and we're just gonna take that brush that we used to put on that first color, and we're just gonna blend out the crease of that eyeshadow. Okay, did this. It's giving. I want to go in for a little sparkle and shine. So now I'm going back in with some concealer, because when I add the glitter, it pops a little more. So I'm just gonna do one little dot of concealer, and I'm gonna blend that out using this tapered brush. So I'm gonna be really careful because I don't want to mess up all the work that I just did. Okay, now we're gonna go in with, I want to do a mix of Ashanti and Calabash. I want to do a little mix of that. As you can see, I'm still very much experimenting with makeup, but we're gonna roll with it. So I'm gonna dip this detailing brush. I'm just gonna pop that right on there. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh. Actually, I think I like just how the Ashanti looks. I didn't add in any of the Calabash, so the Ashanti is eating. Oh yeah. I'm going back in with that Kobo, and I put it on the same brush I had the glitter on. And now I'm gonna do my bottom lash line. I just want to get a little more color on there, so it's crazy because for me to have whole ass pink eyes is wild. Like, So I'm back with that initial brush that I used, and I'm just blending out the things, blending it out. Let's get a close-up of these eyes. So I'm going to go in on the bottom and line the entire bottom of my eye with this retractable eyeliner I got from the beauty supply store. All right, and I'm just going to listen, eyeliner, it just pulls it together, like, and then I'm gonna tight line my upper lash line with the same black liner. All right, and then I'm going to go in with the Danessa Myricks line work in Onyx. So I'm going to align, I want to hit it with one of those. So let's just pull that skin. Did I? I did pretty good. So now I'm about to do the other eye. Oh, all right then. Well, here goes the wing. Next, I'm going in with the Sephora Love the Lift mascara. I've been testing this out and I really love it, which is why I got the mini. I think I'm gonna end up going back and getting the regular size, but I really enjoy it. And then I'm just gonna add that on to my lashes. Okay, so I'm gonna let that do its thing, and now we're gonna get into the face. I'm going in with the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. Just 2 pumps, and so I'm gonna pat that in. I want that primer to soak in. And do what it has to do. So I have 2 brushes that I sort of use interchangeably. It's the Sephora Pro Foundation 70.5, and it has that really dense, I love that. So when I'm like, it blends it out so beautifully. And then a part of that Amazon set that I'm going to link in the description box, there's this brush which I also use and I really love because it just sort of bounces across my face. So I think about a minute passed. So now I'm gonna go in with the Fenty Ease Drop Blurring Skin Tint in number 18. I'm gonna put some on the back of my hand, and we're gonna work from the back of my hand. So I evenly coat it, and then I just go in sort of in a stippling motion, and I'm just hitting all those parts of my face. Being mindful as well to not get too up under my eyes, because I have a lot of under eye creasing that takes place, and I don't want the layering of this product to end up causing even more creasing. And we're getting in there, with the brush, honey. Okay, I think I pretty much hit everywhere. So I'm going back with my Fenty Beauty Hydrating Longwear Concealer. But this time, I'm going to use that 385W, the one that's closest to my skin complexion. I'm going to use that for my first round of concealer. And then I'm going to go in with my highlighter under my eyes, which is in the shade, 360W. I really love these concealers. I feel like this hydrating one is so much better. And now we are getting up under the eyes. You know, getting that on my forehead. And then down the nose. I'm gonna get that Cupid's bow and a little bit on that chin. Okay, now that's done. I'm going to put on my cream contour, and I'm using the Patrick Ta in the shade She's Chiseled. For the contour, as you can see, she gets used. I'm going to use this Real Techniques 258 brush. It's pretty square and it just able to really get into the, because Patrick Ta is like cream and powder, so it's really able to get into the cream and like warm it up enough. And with Patrick Ta, you don't need too much. Like, be very careful because that it's a lot sometimes. And I'm just going to place it right on my cheekbone, and I'm also going to start to work it upwards to the perimeter of my head. And I try not to go too low on the cheekbone because when I start blending it, it tends to sort of move about anyway. So I really just am mindful of that. And then I like to get right here, and then my jaw. Alright, and so I'm gonna start to blend that out using this angled fluffy brush, and I'm gonna just blend out that cream contour. Because I really want my concealer to really take time and to lock in and get yummy. And I like to put a little on the sides of my chin because I don't want it to feel I don't want my chin to be highlighted too much. So this is sort of like a little hack. If any of you watching this video has like a better suggestion on how I should place my contour, I'm so down to try. Like, I am not married to any of this. And so now I have my trusty black square, and I actually wet mine so that I can go in to the corners and really start to blend out that foundation. So what I do first is I'm gonna use this brush. I'm gonna blend out my chin. I'm gonna blend out my chin. I'm gonna blend out under my nose and my Cupid's bow. I'm gonna blend the outside of my concealer. And this also, the reason why I do this after I do the contour is because it helps to tone it down if I went a little too crazy, and it helps to blend it a little better. That's my take. I'm sure a professional makeup artist is gonna hit you with something like, oh no, this is exactly why you should do it, or exactly why you won't do it. But again, I'm just saying what works for me. And then I blend out my forehead. Y'all see it coming together, okay? And then I'm blending out my nose. I love how this thing blends. It's so good. Look at that. Now, the square is going to be, well, the triangle is going to be deployed. And I'm going to go, boom, right up under there. Like I'm pressing that product right through. You see that? And you're working it upwards because you want to snatch that face. And so all under the eye again, and making sure that that is blended out. I'm just hitting all the other parts with a little bit of the sponge because it's such a good blending tool. Yeah, that's blending. Now I go in with my highlighter shade, the 360W, and I am going to pop it right here. And I'm not doing too much because I don't want that product to like fill up in under my eyes. Okay. And I'm gonna go back in with my trusty square, and we are going to blend the outside a little bit and work our way in. Now this is probably the best, I don't know, maybe it's because I have the camera in front of me, but this is like the best that my makeup has looked in all the trial and error that I've been doing. I feel like I'm really eating this look up. Like, I'm feeling it. Okay, all of that is done. Now it's time to set. As I'm just letting my concealer chill for a little bit, I'm just popping on these lashes. I am using the Kiss lash in the Blazer. I always opt for something that feels a little more natural. So I'm just gonna pop these on. All right, the lashes is on. Wow, this eye look really came out really pretty. All right, now we're back with Laura Mercier, and I'm going to take another square, a dry one this time, and I am going to just put that into that powder there. I'm gonna put the excess on the back of my hand, and then I'm going straight up under here with that powder, like just like that with the powder. And repeat. And then I just use the excess to set on the little areas of my face. And get some on the nose here. And then the forehead. And then I like to use the Real Techniques 402 brush, really fluffy and tapered, and I just go up under my eye and I brush away the excess. Next, I'm gonna go in with my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter in 360. I'm gonna get that foundation brush from Elaine. I'm just gonna get in there, and then I'm going to just work that all over my face to help set the rest of my face. And that is also going to help everything to look even and flawless, honey. Just help blend everything because I want it to look as skin-like as possible. And now the face is done. So next stop is going to be lippy. I have this Sephora lip pencil. It's rubbed off so much, but the color says number 17. It's a brown lip liner. And so I am gonna go ahead and line my lips with this. And I'm shading in a bit. And I'm gonna go in with this Fenty Baby Brute gloss. Look at that. Oh, I love that. And that's really it for me. How I'm gonna forget blush? So I'm using Patrick Ta again in the Oh She's Different shade. And I've been rubbing through this thing, but adding a little on this Real Techniques 259 brush. And I'm rubbing some of that color onto there, and I'm just going to pop it onto my cheek. And I like to go up to my temple. And then last but certainly not least, the Charlotte Tilbury airbrush setting spray. And we are going to spray, and then we're going to fan, and then we are going to jump right into our clothes so I can show y'all the complete look. Here's the finished face. I love the strong shoulders on this dress. I feel so dainty. Thank you all so much for watching today. I appreciate all the love and you guys tuning in, subscribing, liking, commenting, like really investing into this community that I'm building here on YouTube. I genuinely appreciate it. If this video was super helpful for you, if it was fun just to talk about motherhood and like your fun memories with your mom, or you know, any of the topics that I talked about today, let me know in the comments. Like, let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel. Let me know what you're planning to do for Mother's Day. I have got to run, but thank you so much for joining this video, and I can't wait to see you on the next one. Bye.